Here are some of the fun things to do in and around Rifle, Colorado. Number one, the Rifle Falls State Park is a beautiful waterfall. This is especially refreshing in the summertime when the temperatures are in the 90s. You can go here and just kind of chill out and cool off. They have campsites and they have day use as well. So you can just come in and check it out and leave for the day. And then up above and next to the waterfalls are the Caves of the Unknown. So you can creep around in the caves and explore. And this is a lot of fun for little kids and future archaeologists, anthropologists, and other kind of ologists. You go into the caves and come out. It's a good idea to bring a flashlight. Your cell phone camera light will light it up, but a flashlight would be better. And then up above the falls where the water comes from, there is a fishery, or rather I should say a fish hatchery, where they're hatching all the fish that they're going to stock the rivers with in the future. So that guy is somebody's future dinner, swimming around, unsuspecting, not knowing what the future holds for him. It's a pretty small park with easy access, even for people who have disabilities. I was riding my bike around the park, which is totally fine with them, riding back and forth to the waterfalls, bringing my picnic up, and you can have a picnic near the waterfall, sit there and just enjoy the sound and the coolness of the natural water in the waterfall. And there's little creeks and insects and all kinds of things. So if you've got kids or if you just want to chill out, it's a great place to go to relax. Next up is the Grand Hogback Trail System, which is a hiking trail, but there are also a bunch of mountain bike trails. And the hiking trail leads to the Rifle Arch, which is a natural arch. So there's a big parking lot and a shaded place to have a picnic and a porta potty. And there is no entry fee. You just pretty much bring your bike if you want to ride the bike trails, or you bring your feet if you want to hike the hiking trails up to the natural arch. A lot of the trail is out in the open sun, so if it's hot, you'll want to bring a hat, bring water, and plan accordingly. As you get closer to the arch, there are some trees for shade. There's a couple of places where they've put in benches where you can sit down or picnic tables. If you're on a bike, you can get as close as 1.5 miles, and then they want you to get off your bike and hike. So there is a chair up at near the end of the trail where you can sit and you can look up at the arch. There is a trail further from that gets really treacherous. After the bench, then you get into some real almost rock climbing territory. So you want to make sure you're ready for that, or do not attempt it if you think you're going to break your ankle. But if you're a fan of arches and you don't mind climbing a couple rocks, it is a beautiful view of a natural arch. You don't have to go to Utah to see natural arches. We have them in Colorado as well. And also you get a beautiful view of Rifle and the surrounding area from the side of the cliff. It is 669 feet of climbing, and it's a 3-mile round-trip hike. And if you like boating and fishing, there are a couple of reservoirs. The lower one is called Rifle Gap, and as you can see here, it's almost empty in this drought year. So if you do go to Rifle Gap and find it's empty, you can go up further, higher up in the mountains to the reservoir above this one, and that one's called Harvey Gap, and that one usually has more water in it if it is a drought situation. Meanwhile, back in the town of Rifle, they have the Colorado River running through it, so if you like water and you just want to go to town and sit on the bank of the river, you can certainly do that and watch the sunset over the Colorado River, which is a beautiful thing. And in town, there's a lot of things to do, including the Rifle Heritage Center Museum, where you can learn all about the history of the town. There's some people who, 100 years before I did, went and enjoyed the waterfalls, probably had just as much fun as me. And in town, you can get all kinds of food. I went with the peach margarita and the enchiladas, which were excellent, at the Mexican restaurant next to the Rifle Bar. And then I watched the moon rise over the Colorado River and headed on down the road.